Enjin. It's been one of our favorite projects since 2018, since it was valued at only 4 cents. As we all know, Enjin recently 100 timesed and closed in on close to $4. We've even been minting NFTs backed by Enjin and of course the ERC1155 token. Their team is now launching Efinity, a Polkadot Parachain that competes with Flow, BSC, Binance Smart Chain, and Matic, aka Polygon. But it focuses on blockchain gaming and non-fungible tokens specifically. This is quite possibly going to be the biggest project of 2021, and in this video we'll break it down. I'll let you know exactly why that is our opinion. Welcome to our new Coin of the Week series, but as a quick disclaimer, as you guys know, when it comes to cryptocurrency, nothing is more important than doing your own research. But hey, let's face it, not everybody has the time. It's very difficult to keep up with all the projects that are out there in the crypto space, and at least in our opinion, that's probably the number one reason why people tend to miss out on those 100x gems. We know that feeling of missing out. FOMO, after all, is an acronym that you're likely pretty familiar with, and it's kind of in this spirit and for these reasons that we've established this Coin of the Week series. And so the idea is we're doing a lot of the work for you. We have a dedicated team whose job it is to research and scout some of the low market cap opportunities out there. And just maybe, through their diligence, we'll be able to share with you our views on what may be the next 100x gem. I'm Matty, and if you're new to this channel, Altcoin Buzz is a crypto investing research company, and we've been making millionaires since 2017. We've been early investors in Ethereum, Binance, Cardano, Crypto.com, Enjin, Matic Network, Chiliz, Quant Network, Polkadot, Uniswap, and many other 100x projects. So if you don't want to miss out on the next crypto gem, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to receive notifications to never miss a future video. So I kind of teased this a moment ago, but before we proceed, we need to issue a quick disclaimer. There is always going to be risk in any kind of investment, but with deep research, we can improve our chances of success. However, the reality is that no one can predict the future 100%. So with that out of the way, and with the reminder that this is not financial advice, let's dive into why we are so excited about Efinity. Jack Dorsey's first ever tweet, the World Wide Web's source code, Leonardo da Vinci's Madonna Lita. How about Vincent van Gogh's lilac bush, or for that matter, even a herd of cartoon cats, aka CryptoKitties? All of these have recently turned into NFT tokens, which is a new tool for digital buying and selling. Just 3 years ago, this entire NFT space was worth no more than $42 million. But currently the market stands at a whopping $18 billion. That's a phenomenal growth of over 420%. And the growth is far from over. Now look, maybe you sat on the sidelines as most of us did while the NFT market exploded. Maybe you kept waiting for that perfect NFT token with 100x potential, but ultimately failed to identify the right one, or maybe the right one at the right time. Well, maybe not, because EFI could very well be the next crypto gem. Unless you've been living under a rock in the crypto space these last couple of weeks, you've likely heard about the successful sale of EFI. In just under 3 hours, Enjin sold about $20 million worth of EFI tokens to over 40,000 participants, with 400,000 accounts waiting in line, which brings the total value sold to $36 million thanks to an earlier private sale as well. So is this just more NFT hype, or is there something legitimate here that ought to be explored, that ought to be considered? Here's what we're going to cover today in this video. Firstly, we'll start with why we're so excited about Efinity in the first place. We're going to provide you guys with a project evaluation checklist. Now, the actual checklist consists of many more entries, but for the sake of brevity here, we're going to provide you guys with about 8 checklist points. We're going to start with checklist point number 1 and give you an overview of Efinity. Then checklist point number 2, Efinity's value proposition and an explanation as to why we think that's important. Checklist point number 3, we're looking at the team here. And as an added bonus in this part, we're going to hear directly from the Enjin team, who've provided us with an exclusive message. So you're definitely going to want to stick around for that. Checklist point number 4, Efinity's tokenomics. Checklist point number 5, Efinity's ecosystem. Checklist point number 6, growth and longevity. And as an additional added bonus at the end of this video, we'll provide you guys with a price prediction / price analysis segment looking specifically at Enjin, ENJ, and where we think that project is going to go in terms of price in the next few weeks and few months. All right, so as you can see, we have a lot of ground to cover today. If you happen to be short on time, we've added timestamps. Those can be found in the description below. But of course, if you watch the whole video, that does help the algorithm. It helps other crypto researchers also in terms of them being recommended the video. So our recommendation is also that you watch in full. Okay, so selling tokens worth $20 million in just under 3 hours is really actually quite a feat, especially when the market is trading sideways, which it has been for a little while. We're seeing a little bit of an uptick now, but let's face it, these last few months have been downward / sideways. But then again, we shouldn't be all that surprised given that Efinity was developed by Enjin. These guys are the pioneers of the NFT industry, really which started in 2017. Enjin are the authors of ERC-1155, which is the groundbreaking NFT token standard and is among the first NFT creation platforms. And for this reason, we can't really talk about Efinity without first understanding Enjin. Efinity, whose ticker is EFI, has been created to have a purposeful synergy with the Enjin coin, ENJ. So rewinding a few years back in the summer of 2018, that's when Enjin officially launched its Enjin platform on Ethereum's mainnet. It's a free platform as a service, which allows other game developers to issue fungible and non-fungible assets as in-game Ethereum tokens. And since that time in 2018, Enjin has evolved as an entire ecosystem for NFT tools designed to facilitate the creation, the distribution, the storage, and integration of both fungible as well as non-fungible blockchain assets. And the Enjin integrated blockchain ecosystem is comprised of the Enjin platform, the Enjin wallet, Enjin's marketplace, the Enjin Explorer, and Enjin Beam. So really, it's a platform that provides the tools and solutions to developers and businesses that need to tokenize digital assets and integrate them into software. The result is that over 20 million gamers worldwide, 40 game developers, and enterprises are using the Enjin platform to issue NFTs, including Microsoft, Minecraft servers, and games for PlayStation, PC, iOS, as well as Android. Enjin's technology is even being harnessed by major companies like BMW and Samsung. In fact, the credibility of Enjin coin is so high that it's jumped over Japan's strict regulatory hurdles to become the first gaming cryptocurrency to be whitelisted for use in that nation. But there is a slight problem, and here it is. Enjin is yet to onboard a true blockbuster game or a killer app, which would push ENJ's utility into the traditional gaming world. The problem Enjin is facing is kind of generic in the NFT space. It lacks interoperability and transaction speeds are admittedly painfully slow. But here's why we're making this video. We strongly believe that Efinity could very well address and potentially solve these issues. So why is Efinity such a big deal? Efinity will bring in operability with multiple other chains, like DeFi chains, for example. However, Efinity's value proposition goes beyond gaming in Polkadot's ecosystem. The bottom line is that Efinity will provide the infrastructure that could open up NFTs for mass adoption, and Enjin could very well be right in the middle of this revolution. Let's go ahead now and jump straight into the process of evaluating Efinity. What is its value proposition? How will it disrupt the NFT space? And are there any real risks? So to do this, we're going to use Altcoin Buzz's project evaluation checklist. It's essentially a 6-step process that we use here at Altcoin Buzz to evaluate every single project that we come across. The good news is that you can download a free copy of our checklist using the link in the description below, so check that out. For certain projects such as Efinity, of course, we'll go through the process together, but there's no reason why you can't apply this checklist to any number of newcomers, projects, initiatives, platforms, companies in the cryptocurrency space. So have at it. Best of luck. Let's start from the top with Efinity and talk about the project. It's time to think differently, and that is what Enjin's Efinity is attempting to do. So Enjin, in collaboration with the Web3 Foundation, is building Efinity on Polkadot. Basically, it's a next generation blockchain which is being developed as a parachain on Polkadot. Efinity will be capable of processing up to 700 to 1,000 transactions per second, which is a huge improvement from NFTs being traded on Ethereum's network, as that currently runs at about 15 transactions per second. Transactions are confirmed in 6 seconds, making NFT transactions suitable for mainstream applications. The Efinity token, ticker EFI, is used for all transaction fee payments on the Efinity network. What's the value proposition of Efinity? Or in other words, what problem is it actually trying to solve? Well, NFT creators are being forced to work with crippling fees, inflexible smart contracts, because NFTs are smart contracts and we can't really do much with them. For example, we can't pass them on from one game to another. There's also dealing with disjointed interoperability. In the existing infrastructure, an NFT on Ethereum cannot be used on Polkadot. This really limits the use of NFTs. And networks like Bitcoin and Ethereum reward their miners, but for NFT participants, there are no rewards. The full share of generated tokens are given to miners only. As a result, NFTs can only hope for price increases to see any gains. And so apart from scalability, Efinity is aiming to disrupt the current NFT landscape in the following ways. It aims to lower gas fees and make them configurable. So Efinity being a parachain means the underlying layer run by Polkadot's relay chain takes care of consensus, and end users don't have to pay the price of validation. Gas fees will still occur, to be clear, but by staking EFI in the fuel tank, the users can enjoy subsidized gas fees. And also the transaction fees on Efinity are designed to stay in the background. This allows users to experience their favorite collectibles without worrying about how the network operates. Efinity is also aiming to bring down so-called walled gardens. Enjin has always been working to enable seamless usage of NFTs. To facilitate that, Enjin has introduced My Metaverse. It's built on Ethereum as a cross-platform project that interweaves multiple gaming worlds into a unified multiverse experience. So, for example, a Fortnite gamer spends hours to win an in-game item. Now he wants to move to Clash of Clans and wants his in-game Fortnite item along with him. Efinity will actually make this possible. With Efinity, Enjin will build an important part of what is called a multi-chain NFT ecosystem. Efinity will be a hub for all fungible and non-fungible tokens. That's because the Paratoken standard accepts tokens from any other chain, including the popular ERC721, ERC1155, and ERC20 token standards. This will create a network effect, attracting increasing volumes of transactions. And this is awesome because NFT interoperability across chains will be established, and this will be the stepping stone for mass adoption of NFTs. Efinity also aims to ensure the compensation of network participants. Efinity aims to reward its network participants, such as NFT users, with EFI. The network will be paying out EFI specifically to collator node participants. And in addition to those collator node operators, the following network participants will also be rewarded with EFI. So users who govern the direction of the network, buyers and sellers who facilitate price discovery, developers who propose projects built on Efinity are also eligible for grants from the community pool, and early adopters and creators increase their token value with bonding curves and liquidity. So in a nutshell, beyond its purpose for transaction fees on the network, EFI is created so those present at the inception of Efinity will ultimately see a constant revenue stream as a reward for that early participation. So everything that we've been discussing here, these problems, these pain points, and these solutions all speak to the problems that are being solved by Efinity. But let's sum it up here and try to be succinct. So in a nutshell, Efinity is opening up liquidity across multiple blockchains, and use cases will connect a broad ecosystem of creators, buyers, and sellers. And with the end user in mind, Efinity will provide a fun, simple, and accessible experience for everyone. Point number 3 in our project evaluation is the team, the leadership of a project. We feel that's extremely important. In this case, Efinity shares the same leadership structure as Enjin, and we're already very fond of the all-star team over at Enjin. Maxim Blagov is the CEO, and he's also the inventor of the ERC1155 token standard. We also have Wojtek Radomski, who is the CTO and has authored the ERC1155 token standard.
Hey everyone, my name is Caleb Applegate. I'm Enjin's COO.
And I'm Wojtek Radomski. I'm Enjin's CTO.
We're here today to announce that after a successful token generation event in early May, as well as a widely popular sold-out community sale on CoinList in June, that we're now thrilled to publicly launch the EFI token on August 4th. On this date and throughout the month of August, EFI will be listed on various exchanges. And with that, Vitek, I'm going to turn it over to you to tell us how Efinity is going to change the world of NFTs.
Yeah, we are really excited to be building the next generation parachain that will power businesses and games on blockchain. So with Efinity, you'll be able to mint and create hundreds of thousands or millions of NFTs for pennies. And we're really also excited about the ability to bring tokens in from other chains with our paratoken standard, allowing full interchain compatibility. Finally, we have this feature called price discovery, which will finally give people the ability to have price discovery for NFTs. This is something that's never been done before. So we have a lot of interesting technology in the works. We can't wait.
So lots of big upcoming announcements. Stay tuned. And again, we want to thank everyone for your support. Cheers.
The total supply of EFI is 2 billion tokens. So as you see, 35% of the EFI will be directed towards the growth of Efinity, the Polkadot Parachain. And this means the project will not fall short of funds to keep the development going. 15% of the total supply is reserved for nominator staking and pools. These tokens are provided as rewards for running the parachain during the first 8 to 10 years. This is good because it ensures the early adopters who secure the network receive incentives over a long period of time, and this will encourage early participation. 10% of the supply goes to the team, 20% goes to the company, and 20% of tokens have been distributed in seed, early, strategic, and public sale rounds. Unlike other Polkadot projects, Efinity is not conducting any token airdrop. As is evident, only a small percentage of the total EFI supply will circulate in the market initially. This is a good thing for any project because the lower circulating supply means that even a slight increase in demand can translate into big upward price movements. The next point on our project evaluation is the ecosystem. Efinity is being built around the Enjin and the Polkadot ecosystem by a number of trusted developers. Here are some important things you want to keep in mind. Because Enjin has its roots in Ethereum, paratokens like EFI will be backward compatible with ERC1155. Tokens created on other chains, for example ERC20, ERC721, and ERC1155 on Ethereum, can be imported to Efinity using a bridge. Efinity proposes to provide buyers and sellers with a robust suite of tools for creating and filling orders for any token with its marketplace. Efinity will also become the world's first trustless token marketplace that rewards anyone providing liquidity for NFTs. The flagship NFT marketplace on Efinity will be called NFT.io. And finally, we come to the sixth point in our project evaluation: growth and longevity. EFI's utility and its tokenomics do look pretty promising. The vesting periods have been smartly planned, and there will be no sudden supply shock of EFI in the market that could disturb the delicate demand versus supply balance. The circulating supply, as we mentioned, is very low, initially only 10 million, and this establishes scarcity and hence the possibility of a sharp price growth trend. Fuel tank. EFI tokens can be staked to a fuel tank for fixed periods of time, and the fuel tank will basically lock a certain percentage of circulating supply of EFI. So imagine what happens. Demand for EFI is rising and the circulating supply is lowering. It automatically pumps the price of EFI, but the question is, why would an EFI holder lock his or her tokens? Well, by staking EFI, users can enjoy reduced fees. With larger staking amounts and larger staking periods of time, users can enjoy a 50% subsidy on the fees. But fuel tank is not the only place that will lower the circulating supply. The EFI can be locked into JumpNet as well. JumpNet is Enjin's forever free Ethereum scaling solution. It also creates utility for EFI. JumpNet basically allows each address limited free transactions. However, by holding EFI on JumpNet, users can increase the limits of their transactions on JumpNet. So EFI on JumpNet will be called JEFI, and for every 100 JEFI a user holds on JumpNet, their limits will be doubled, up to certain designated limits, of course. So from the longevity perspective, liquidity will not be a challenge for Efinity, as users will be able to use Efinity Swap to swap tokens and coins. Okay, this is really important now. Why is this week so crucial for Efinity? Well, the very successful token registration event on CoinList in June of 2021 helped Enjin raise $21 million. Over 100 million EFI tokens were sold at a unit price of about 20 cents, but these were not distributed. On the 4th of August 2021, 10% of these 100 million EFI will be released. Again, that's happening on the 4th of August. This means that 10 million EFI tokens will be available in the market for trade. But on which exchanges? Well, actually, we don't know yet. Here's what the private sale release schedule looks like. So, on the 4th of August, 10%. On the 28th of October, 15%. Next year, on the 26th of January, 15%. 26th of April next year, 15%. 25th of July next year, 15%. 23rd of October next year, 15%. And then January 21st of the year 2023, a final 15%. And here's what's exciting. Here's where we can actually make some educated guesses as to what the post-release price will be based on CoinList's listing history. Solana's registered sale event was conducted on CoinList on the 24th of March 2020 at 22 cents per SOL, S-O-L. On the 10th of April 2020, SOL was listed on Binance. In the first several hours of trading, SOL climbed more than 500% from the open to a high of $1.33. Another recent success story was Mina. The world's latest blockchain completed its registered public sale on CoinList in April of 2021. And then on May 31st of 2021, Mina tokens were distributed to the CoinList members priced at 25 cents. According to CoinGecko, Mina's price history on June 1st of 2021, Mina touched its all-time high of $9.09, or the equivalent of a 3,500% price jump. Do we see a pattern here? It seems when a potential project conducts a sale on CoinList, immediately after the token distribution, the price tends to skyrocket. So not financial advice, but in our opinion, it's a no-brainer that August 4th is going to be a big day for EFI holders. Let's talk now about how the price of EFI and the success of Efinity is going to affect the price of Enjin. So what's interesting is that the release of EFI will also likely provide some good news for Enjin holders. ENJ, which is currently trading at about $1.35. That is up approximately 10 times, or 900% since the beginning of the year. Here are two key benefits. The launch of Efinity will introduce a new level of utility for ENJ, Enjin Coin 2.0, staking. Enjin Coin holders will be able to stake their ENJ into nodes, in Efinity terminology, collators, and earn passive income in the form of Efinity's native currency, the Efinity token, EFI. Interestingly, 15%, that's 15% of the EFI supply, or about 300 million tokens, has been set aside to reward the staking of ENJ. ENJ will also be used to mint NFTs on Efinity, and this infused ENJ will automatically be staked and generate rewards in the form of EFI. So the interplay is something that right now we can only hypothesize about, but it's very likely that this is going to supercharge ENJ and add a lot of valuable functionality to the Enjin ecosystem. Okay, that's the positive, but to be fair, let's discuss whether or not there are any potential risks here. Right now, EFI is ready to circulate in the market, but the product, Efinity, is still being developed. So that means there is no parachain and no working product out there. Why all the hype then? Well, it's because Enjin is a trusted business, a trusted company, a trusted team of executives, and they've created a model which is always delivered. However, if there is a delay, the excitement around EFI may dampen at least a little bit. Once EFI rolls out, Enjin's ecosystem will have two distinct tokens, ENJ and EFI. Could this work against the project? What do you guys think? There is, at least in theory, an argument to be made here about cannibalization. We don't think that's going to present an obstacle or a concern, but it's something that I want to throw out there. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments below. Let's discuss Efinity's competitors for a moment. Unique Network is a competitor which has won multiple Web3 grants and is building an advanced NFT system. Unique Network is currently in testnet and have an advantage regarding developments in Substrate. Unique Network also has advanced features like sponsored fees, nested NFTs, and whether or not Efinity can also bring in similar solutions remains to be seen. Apart from Unique Network, there are really no major competitors for Efinity in Polkadot's ecosystem as far as we can tell. So let us know, guys, whether you're excited about Efinity, but as promised and as an added bonus in this video, we're now going to take a look at ENJ and do a price prediction / price analysis based on Fibonacci retracement. So as I mentioned, Enjin is currently trading at about $1.35. This is below a resistance of $1.40. Once we're able to solidly move up above that resistance point, we can probably see a move towards $1.54, $1.71, and $2.20. 220 really is an important resistance, and if it can be broken and flipped to support, we could very well start seeing a move towards $3.01, $3.81, and even in new all-time high territory, $4.30. Good support for Enjin is at $1.10. So hopefully we don't slip below there, but if we do, we could see a move towards 91 cents and 69 cents. As you guys know, anything is possible in the cryptocurrency space. Not financial advice, but these could be good entry points for longs. Once again, with Efinity, Enjin has proved that it is always looking to stay one step ahead of the NFT space. And that's really why we feel that EFI has a strong potential to reach 100x. We had that same positive feeling about Enjin way back in 2018 when we first covered them. So just for poops and giggles, you can actually check out the videos that are popping up right about now. We'll link to that 2018 video. We'll also link to the 10 reasons why you really ought to consider adding Enjin, ENJ, to your cryptocurrency altcoin portfolio. Guys, once again, none of this is financial advice. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications. Stay tuned for more weekly segments. We're going to be doing Coin of the Week as a regular segment every Monday. Let us know what you think about this. Leave a comment below. Best of luck if you do choose to invest. And as always, we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.